Ladies and gentlemen, it is with pride that I present to you this year's top graduate, Angela Nicole M. Mananghaya. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, nagkahalatang Ben. Okay. Felicity, it's good to know that some of you are awake, but I think that we can make it livelier and louder. Again, Felicity. Okay, that's it. Sister Mary Thomas Prado, President, Mother Adelaide Gubay, Prioress, Sister Lydia Villegas, Sub-Prioress, Professor Virginia Fornias, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Sister Vicenta Anuran, Vice President for Administrative Affairs, Sister Vida Mones, Vice President for Finance, Sister Celine Saplala of Manila Community, and Sister Rosalina Fajardo, our high school principal, and to all administrators, Benedictine sisters, teachers, parents, and students here today. Good evening. Well, batchmates, at this point, we are now officially graduates. And I think that before anything else, we deserve to give ourselves a big round of applause. Okay. Now let me begin by telling you what's in store for us tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I mean the next days to come. Well, tomorrow, there would no longer be any stone tables waiting for us, where we spend our meals with the dearest and the most awesome people we know. Tomorrow, we won't anymore have the chance to take a glimpse of Mr. and Mrs. Isidro walking along the corridors, holding hands. Tomorrow, we won't anymore have the chance to scream silently and punch our friends in the corner while our physics hard drug teachers pass by. Tomorrow, my dear friends, each one of us would go on our separate ways. And we cannot do anything about it but to accept that people come and go. In fact, we're just minutes away from tomorrow. But the good thing about this tomorrow is that we are given the chance to move on. As a transfer in my sophomore year, I was lost. No friends, a major loner. But for some reasons, I was confident that I would be able to make a good impression. Unfortunately, the contrary happened. In my first math quiz, I got a 0. Because I didn't know that 0 over 1 was just equal to 0. I didn't even know what the Cartesian plane was. Yes, it's true. And all I knew that when one is publicly humiliated, one should cry. And so that's what I did. I cried and cried and cried. I even remember my math teacher, Miss Ordonez, who didn't let me leave unless I stopped wailing. And before I left the room, I told her, Miss, I promise I will catch up. A promise that I know I've already fulfilled for her. And who would expect that the lonesome girl who didn't know how to simplify fractions and divide integers, the very girl who cried like a baby and who even got a class standing notice in math, is also the lady who is standing before all of you today. We're back. Thanks. By all means, I could have not opened my book the night after the incident and not get a perfect score the next day. I could have just cried and pitied myself the whole year. But I didn't. I chose to be who I wanted to become. I chose to get over my failure and open myself for change. And I am telling all of you, it was worth it. What I'm trying to say is that each one of you here can be the person that you aspire to be. It's okay to have a meltdown. Just don't unpack and live there. Cry it out and then refocus on where you are headed. What? You got 75 in math but you want to be an accountant? You want to be a doctor but you failed bio. You want to be a great chef, but you burned a meal during Miss Banta's class? You want to marry Tom Hiddleston or a K-pop idol? Then by all means, i-push niyo yan! But how do we move on? How do we move forward? It's quite simple. With a little push from the people who have brought us here today, moving forward is not an impossible feat. Our teachers, who are over here, over there, for loading us with schoolwork that we lose our time to check on our Facebook accounts, and for exercising maximum tolerance whenever we shower you with absurd complaints. We know that you did all of these because you care so much for us. So in behalf of my batchmates, thank you. Our Benedictine sisters, for always being at all the gates very early, extending your hand to bless each scholastican. We've always wondered if you ever get tired of doing that. I mean, don't your arms hurt? This simple and often taken for granted act of yours teach us of steadfast service to the community. So thank you. Our dear Manongs and Manangs, our personnel, our security guards, for teaching each one of us that someone could be as dedicated and as patient as you are, thank you. Our beloved parents, for yelling at us when we get a low grade, and for your nagging whenever we exhaust our allowance only for our gimmicks. We know that you did those because you want us to grow into responsible adults. So thank you. Our lolas and lalas, for defending us when our parents start nagging, and for your constant refill of unconditional love, thank you. Of course, our batch, my friends, for 4 years of fights, of disagreements, of laughter, of friendship, and of memories. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Of course, our God, who I know is present among us today, for giving us a challenging life and such a beautiful school where we get to learn and where we get to meet magnificent people just like the ones before me today. Thank you. And to my mom, who is crying now, I think. Will you please stand up and show how sexy you are tonight? Go on, stand up. Okay. Wait, just stand up. Just stand up.
Yeah, ako kasi mo.
know that you're already tired of being brave, for believing in what I can achieve, and for keeping me from watching K-pop and YouTube whenever I have an upcoming test. Thank you very much. I hope that after this, we'll all get to think and hug the people whom we love, especially those we will leave behind. And I am very much certain, because I can see you now, that each one of us will shed a tear before we leave this home. But let us keep in mind that for every tear that we shed, especially as we sing the lines sa dapit hapon ng ating pagsasama, we become more prepared to leave the past and stronger to face tomorrow. And with that, my friends, thank you and good evening.